it's a very good pick actually, and I'm so impressed actually under $15. It's I think it's peaks like Malbec.
Let's talk about the
Yeah.
appearance of this wine.
Yeah,
Because
so
you've spoken about Malbec being purple tears. That's all
Mm.
I remember when you in previous episodes when you're like, we've got to try Malbec, and
All
I
right.
can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you turn, 45 degrees your glass and you just swirl the wine through the walls of the glass, I mean, seriously, it's like,
Yeah.
and you lift it up, you see staining tears
Yeah.
all over. Yeah. So that's unmistakably Malbec. There's maybe two or three other varietals that would do this, but yeah, and Malbec is one. So
So last episode when we
Yeah.
did the blind tasting, you knew that all three were Malbec.
Mhm.
I didn't do a dirty on you and chuck a Cab Sav in there. But you knew they were Malbec. But had I not told you, if it was a pure blind tasting, you had
Mhm.
no idea,
Mm.
would you have come to Malbec on probably not the second one because it didn't have that purple tears, maybe?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a very good question. I mean, of course, you have to work. I would have to work it out a lot harder.
Yeah.
On the number two, because I got that grounded black pepper, I would have thought, okay, well, this may be a Syrah,
Mhm.
and color wise, it matches. Structure wise, kind of matches. They can be quite similar. So I could be confused by a Syrah or not a Shiraz, but kind of a Syrah, more old world style. So it was super interesting. But the nose is still of a Malbec with that slight grounded black pepper, which was like a little bit kind of
Confusing.
confusing.
Yeah.
But hopefully I would have got to the Malbec at the end.
So I do see those deep purple tears,
Mhm.
which is awesome to see as well because that's what you've spoken about to me. The legs is something that I definitely want to ask you questions about because
Yeah.
they are quite drippy.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about legs, some wine have legs closer together, some
Mhm.
have wider arches.
Mhm.
What's that telling us as a differential?
Well, again, like the more arches and the closer together and more color to them is extraction, is alcohol or ripeness, So
I didn't get to. I didn't get to. I didn't on the last episode during the blind tasting try this at all myself. So this is my first time smelling a Malbec. I
Yeah.
think.
Oh yeah, cool. Oh yeah, really? Ever?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's surprisingly less aromatic than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a fair assumption, or am I just being a pleb
No,
in
no,
wine?
no. I think I know you like big Barossa Shiraz. You like those big bold wines.
I do.
So if you compare, and your price point at $30, we are in half $30. So for what it is at $15, you gotta appreciate it from that standpoint of view. So
Very good point.
I think it's I think at $15, if I'm buying this at $15 and I go home and I try this, I will be pretty happy.
Yeah, love that. So smells. I'm getting deep, dark fruits.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting like I can't. For me, there's no like strawberries and raspberries. It's
Yeah.
blackberries and cherries
Mhm.
and darker fruits, and that's not just because the intensity of the wine being so deep. Because it's not. I mean, it's deep, but it's not crazy intense.
Mm.
But it does smell like it's a very dark fruit heavy wine.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%. And it smells like jammed black fruit. Again, if you open a compote of black fruits, wild blackberries and
Yeah.
wild plum, whatever that may be, it smells like that.
Anything else on the nose that you've assessed that I haven't picked up on?
Yeah, to me,
There's no
it's
oak.
a little dark chocolate, bitter dark
Really?
chocolate,
Interesting.
a little bit of tobacco, like tobacco leaf, like cigar. Do you smoke cigar?
I
No,
don't,
you don't.
no.
Yeah. So if you have even once you have this cigar, this wooden cigar box, cigars are smoked, and I have a box since a few years, and every now and then, when you open it, it still smells like left kind of cigar box. Yeah, cigar
Okay.
box. So it's called. I mean, to
Yep.
me, it still smell like that, which may indicate that they have put the wine on oak. For some time. I don't think is new oak like that, and which I pick actually on my tasting a little bit of clove, cooking spice. That's a little bit in there, but I don't think it's a massive amount of new oak. It would make the wine just so much more expensive.
Yeah.
unless they're trying to prove something and not really making any money. But I did say, I think on my tasting, that there is a little bit of oak in it, and just not brand new oak, which just makes it too expensive.
Cheers. My first Argentinian Malbec.
Nice.
Before, and I'm not breaking the rules of our discipline, but it tastes different, which is cool.
Yeah.
But let's start where we always start, which is dryness and sweetness, and this is a very dry wine.
Dry wine, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
No sweetness at all. It is dry, and after you sip it, after you swallow it, there's that it's almost like there's a cliff where you drink it, and suddenly it's like that drying is sharp.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's no sense of sweetness at all.
Yeah.
It's ripe, and you feel the sense of the ripe fruit, but in terms of dryness or sweetness in the wine, residual sugar left in the wine is sharp dry.
Love that.
Yeah.
Acid?
This one, to me, it's like there is a little bit, but it's not really mouth watering, like dribbling.
Yeah.
No, it's not. So
medium.
Yeah.
Bodies are like this is a hard one to assess because it's not as high or deep as a Shiraz. And tell me when I'm wrong. But for me, it's not the same color of Shiraz. It still has a lighter edge to it. I can see the table through it. I can see the label of the bottle, but it's still medium plus, right?
Body, yeah. On terms of body,
yeah.
Medium plus body, yeah. Medium plus body is good. Medium, I agree. Alcohol,
yeah. This actually.
I think this is deceiving.
Good. Don't say anything. You think it's deceiving because I think I'm not getting burning on the back of my throat. So that's where maybe the deception is because I'm looking at this wine. It's medium body. The acid's high. The legs showed something and it's not burning.
Yeah.
So, you know, from that assessment, which we usually go through the back of the burning of the throat, I would probably say like, you'd hear my voice inflection go up like I'm lying. I'd be like, low to medium? You know, but it's got to be more than that, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, I've 14 and a half.
God. 15.
15.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. There's no way I would have assessed that at 15.
The same, actually the same.
Wow.
But you got to understand, like, I mean, we in Mendoza, so we are in very, very high altitude. I mean, I don't know exactly where this comes from, because obviously, well, it is Mendoza, so therefore it will already be high altitude because it is planted like on the foothills of the Andes mountains, which obviously is very desertic, some sandy soil, some gravelly. There's a mixture of everything, but it's desertic, so there's a lot of sunlight, you know, all day long. And yeah, very, very high ripeness. So alcohol levels go through the roof.
Wow.
But then again, because days are very, very hot, nights are very, very cold, there's that switch of
you say
the
it
vines.
switches off the vines, yeah.
Yeah. So therefore it allows for kind of a slow ripening of the grapes, and that can be the reason, really.
What are you matching an Argentinian Malbec with?
Yeah, well, one of my favorite places in Melbourne is is a steakhouse. I mean, I can imagine this with, you know,
I love that. Of course, a big salty steak.
A big salty steak, you know, charred grilled, empanadas, beef empanadas with what they call in Argentina chimichurri, so parsley, onion, garlic, and olive oil and stuff like this. I think that will make it a treat.
Yeah, I'm glad from last episode, as this is a part 2. I'm glad that you did pick the Argentinian wine, that you did think it was the best, and that we did get to have on this episode a true Argentinian representation. Even though I know that there's other wines that at a different price point, or even maybe $30 to $40 or something, that will show it off better. I think this was a really cool example at this price point.
For sure, and the least expensive of the three as well.
Of course.
So amazing. Well,
cheers. Salud.